Alright guys, we got another little project here I'm going to do. This one's been sitting here in the floor for a couple weeks now and I'm finally getting around to it. Got to do a little bit of a modification on this. This is an aluminum leaf catcher, grass catcher for a commercial riding mower. There's the brand right there. And it just hooks down on the side of the deck and belongs to a friend of mine that does grass work, and this one was given to him, but it fits a different model mower than what he's got, so it needs a slight modification so that it will fit on his deck correctly. So I'll get you in closer here so you can see what we got to do. It's going to be some aluminum grinding and aluminum welding, and it's going to be kind of tricky to get in there and get it ground out, but we'll give it a shot. So let me get you in here and show you what I'm doing. So this is the piece that we've got to remove and slide down about an inch. And I know this pin here goes in a hole on the deck, and then there's like a rib right here that this just sits down on. And on his deck, there's a little spacer in there, sort of like I don't know, something in there to strengthen it, I guess, and it's in the way, so it comes down and it hits here. It's coming down and hitting it like right here. So we need to move this about an inch down. So what we got to do is it's welded pretty heavily behind there, so we're gonna have to try to get in there and grind that weld out. I'm gonna have to try to grind some of this spot weld out down in that corner, and hopefully we get enough we can hit it with some soft hammers and knock it loose. And then what we'll do is just move it down an inch and weld it back in. I'll have to take a measurement here to see what we got, write it down, and then make sure that we put it back an inch further down. And I'm probably going to attempt to use my spool gun, because this is going to be hard to get in there with the TIG torch. So we'll probably get the spool gun out. I haven't used it in a long time, so I need to get it out, hook it up, and make some test runs. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. Alright, I got her clamped down, and we're going to go ahead and get in here and do some grinding. So we're going to make first use of one of the new Hitachi grinders, and this one's actually the one that Tolly sent me. And this wheel here is one of the wheels that Ty sent me. It's for aluminum. It's a cutoff wheel, 045 thick. We're going to give that a shot, and I am making use of the guard here, so it's going to be a very close fit. Try to get in here, but I think I got just enough room to go in there and just try to cut that weld out. Another one, this is a really good example. You know, the 6-inch wheel, like Stan sent, the grinder would make it pretty easy to get in there with the 6-inch wheel. But I want to try this aluminum wheel that Ty gave me and see how it does. Alright, here we go. This has got the side switch. Alright, I've got my glasses on, but I'm going to put that face shield of mine on because it's still hitting my face. Alright, I got my face shield on. See if that works a little better. I think I'm through it. A little bit on this end here. think that's good on the weld on the back side there. Alright, so that one down here is going to be tricky. I'm going to have to use my air grinder and find a little ball or something. And carbide burrs do not like aluminum. There's an example of what happens right there. I had to do a little bit of grinding on something, and that's what happens. It clogs it up. They have the proper carbide burrs for aluminum, but I got to see if I can find one. Alright, so this is the type of carbide burr that I'm talking about. Is great for aluminum, and it's obvious that this one is pretty badly damaged and chipped. The end was really wore out, so I went over there and just kind of ground it a little bit on my carbide grinder to get rid of the point out there. I'm going to use this one first, see if I can get in there and just kind of gouge some of that out. I've also got a little ball here. If I need to, I'll see if I can use this to get in there and do some more with. Hitting up there. Tell you what, I'm going to give it a few taps, and we're going to see if we can move it first. There we go. Yeah, it's not going to be coming out of there either because of the way it's made. You've got another lip. Let me get you closer, you guys can see this, okay? Alright, so it goes up underneath this lip, so it ain't gonna come out of there. Alright, you can see there's where it was. So I took a measurement right here. This was 4 1/8, so I'm just going to extend this down to 5 1/8 and re-weld it. But the first thing I want to do is I'm going to grind this off. I'm going to try to wire wheel this really good in here and get it nice and clean. Wire wheel this, get it all cleaned up and prepped, and I need to get my welder set up, and then we'll come back and get it welded. Okay. I'm getting ready to grind this off. So we're going to use another wheel that Ty Hall sent me. This is one of your aluminum cutting grinding wheels. We're going to give that a shot and see if we can knock this weld off right there. See my face shield. Those aluminum wheels do good. They don't clog up like a wheel does for steel. I gave it a little scratch down here too just to help clean it, and I'm going to do a wire wheel on it. And you know, matter of fact, while we keep mentioning our buddy Ty, he gave me a nice stainless steel wire wheel to use also. So we're going to get in here with this, and we're going to clean all this out. see another spot in there I need to get with that wire wheel. Let's see if I can reach up in that corner a little bit better. Just to get it good and clean. Alright, we'll set it where we need, 5 1/8 from this side. And so let me get my welder ready. Alright, I'm getting the welder set up. This is a piece of 3/8 angle iron, aluminum angle iron I'm going to use down here on the end. I wire wheeled it to clean it. And what I want to do is try to get the spool gun adjusted. So here's my spool gun, Miller Spoolmatic 15A, and you adjust your amperage down here, your wire speed, and we're going to have to run this kind of high. I'm looking over here on the chart, using the Spoolmatic. I'm using 035 wire, 3/8. It says 25 volts, 615 on your wire speed. 1/4 inch is going to be 23 volts, 520 on the wire speed. This block over here is actually 3/8 thick where I have to weld it, but the bar that it's welding to is 1/4 inch, so we might play around in that area. Let's start with the high. I'm going to set it on 25 volts, and the let's see, that says 615, so we'll go on up on the gun here. Alright, there's 614. That's just going to give us a baseline to start with. And note that I've got the line hooked up to my argon bottle. We're using argon gas for this. Alright, let's see if we can make a weld. Sounds pretty good. A little bit too much for me. I'm going to back it down to the 1/4 inch setting. So that was going to be 520 and 23 volts. Go down to 23 and 520. Okay, 520 and 23 on the machine there. It's doing good though, man. That spool gun, it's amazing. Does a pretty good job. All right, I think we're going to try that. We're going to leave it there. It's doing good on this piece here. Hopefully that'll weld just as good too. All right, I've got you in the best position I can give you to see, you know, so I can get in here and work too. As I said, we needed 5 1/8, so I've got my scale here from the inside to the edge of the block. We've got it 5 1/8. And that should give him plenty of clearance for that other piece to miss this block and come up here. Alright, so there it sits. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. It's going to be a tight fit to get this gun down in there, but I think I can do it. I'm going to start with a tack and see how it does. Alright, a little dirty. We might have to make a weld and wire wheel it. Come back over it again. Once it started getting hot, it flowed in there really nice. Alright, so I just want to go over that again, why it's still good and hot, and weld it again. There we go. Boy, that thing welded smooth. I don't really see the reason for having a tack weld there, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. I might have to go left-hander on this. Alright, that's good. We're going to leave that just like that. So when we started, we were still a little dirty on the aluminum, and it was cold, so it wasn't flowing real well. But once I ran a pass down it, everything got hot, and it started flowing in there really nice. So that one not so pretty down there, but the one on the top looks pretty good. I think we're going to call that done, actually. And it's hot. Alright guys, we got her finished up. And everything went good. I was really pleased with how the job turned out. And some nice highlights that we got to use one of our new grinders. This particular one sent by Tolly to company. And our wire wheel and our aluminum wheels sent by Ty Hall. We got to use those. So very cool that we got some of our donated tools here to help get some of this work done. And I was happy with the way the Millermatic welded it. Been a long time since I used a spool gun, but it actually works really nice, and I'm happy with it. So Jason's grass catcher's ready. I'm gonna call him and tell him he can come pick it up, and I'm gonna go make a video. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. See you later. Okay.